Derek and I are going to make smoothies for the mornings for breakfast. The things that we'll need is a blender. I use a hand blender. Actually, I almost wish I had a regular blender so I could do this in a regular blender. A pan, sandwich bags. I'm going to show you why I need those later. I need something to mix mine in since I'm not doing a blender. What is nice about doing it in the hand with the hand blender is that I won't have to clean the blender each between, because we're going to do multiple flavors. So I got 3 different jars. I have frozen fruit. I have blackberries, cherries, bananas. I have more bananas in the freezer. Blueberries. I have more blueberries in the freezer. Yogurt, milk, peanut butter, and some oats. And I also have some greens in the freezer, which I might add to one of these. So Zarek and I are going to work together and get these all mixed up together. So the first flavor that we decided on doing is cherry pie.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to add cherries. Add cherries. You can dump them all in, or you can. And if I had cherry yogurt, I'd do cherry yogurt, but I don't. But you're not going to notice a big difference. So now we're going to add the yogurt. And we're doing a cup of cherries, a cup of yogurt, a cup of milk, a third a cup of oats. That's the pie part. And I'm going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and taste it. And I'm totally making this recipe up on the fly. So I might adjust these. We will see. Now Zarek's going to add the milk carefully with a little help. There we go. The milk. Add the oats. Ooh, oats everywhere. Sometimes cooking with kids you need to do a little cleaning afterwards, but it's good for them to learn about food. So I'm kind of just eyeing the cinnamon.
I just spilled a little bit.
Do you want to add the cinnamon? It's okay.
Okay.
Add the cinnamon in.
Last time it spilled everywhere.
Okay, now we're going to blend it. And Mommy will blend it. Ready?
Okay.
So here's the trick. We are actually going to freeze these and put them in the freezer in baggies. And then at night, I will pull one out, put it in the fridge to let it defrost a little bit. And then in the morning, they can have really nice cold smoothies, right? I put the Ziploc on one of my jars. And then I'm just going to pour some of this in.
Not all of it.
Not all of it. And you're just going to portion this out for whatever you want. Because what you're also going to do, since we're making multiple flavors, is we'll write what they are on the bag.
Pie.
We'll write what they are on the bag. And then the boys can pick out which flavor they want the night before. Now I can pull this out and Ziploc it together. And then I'm going to put it in the pan flat. So I just pushed all the air out of the bag. And now I'm laying it flat in this pan, and then I'll put it in the freezer in the pan. And then you also want to write what it is on the bag. So we'll call this cherry pie. Cherry pie smoothie.
Smoothie.
Derek's ready to have one right now. Okay, so our next one is going to be a peanut butter and jelly sandwich smoothie. But I lost my helper. He's gone. He's done making smoothies. That's fine. So we are going to do a third of a cup of oats, a cup of milk, a cup of yogurt, and I'm using strawberry yogurt. That'll be your jam. And then I'm putting some bananas in it to sweeten it up a little. And then I'm going to put a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of peanut butter in this smoothie. So this smoothie will actually have more protein than the other ones. I have tons of bananas in my freezer. Once they're to the point that your kids won't eat them, unpeel them and put them in the freezer in a bag. Date them if you want, but honestly, I just go through them fast enough. I don't need to worry about that. You can also use them for banana bread, muffins, lots of different recipes. So, and then basically the way you want to do this is you want to break them up and put them in. If you put them in whole, they won't break up as well. So I've already added the peanut butter, the strawberry yogurt, and the oats. So there's the PB&J, and then there's cherry pie. And the reason I like to put them in a tray like this is I like them frozen flat, because once they actually are frozen, you can actually stack these on their side or put them in the door. They're actually a lot easier to store once they're in a bag like this. So the tip for you when you are taking the smoothie out, this is the best. Just snip the tip of it and pour it into the cup. So you don't open it from the zipper part and try and like pour it out that way. Just snip the tip and it'll come out it'll just pour out for you. In the morning, if you find that it's more solid in the center, you can break it up in the bag before you snip it so that the ice crystals are all smooth inside of it. So I'm going to put this tray in the freezer, and I'm actually going to make one more flavor. So this last smoothie is going to be the berry green smoothie. So I'm going to put a cup of blueberries, a cup of blackberries, and then these are my greens. So this is actually spinach that basically it was starting to get a little wilty, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to get through it fast enough. I just throw it in a bag and throw it in the freezer, and it freezes up, and normally you would not want to eat that. It would not be that great because it'd be all smushy. But because I'm putting in a smoothie, you won't even notice it. If your kids are not into their green and you haven't had green smoothies before, start off with green smoothies that have really colorful fruit added to them. They won't even notice the difference. And my kids have actually learned that they like green smoothies because I just kept adding the greens in it and letting them know this is a green smoothie. Even though they couldn't tell, they got used to the fact that green smoothies taste good. So we're going to do a cup of yogurt also in this, and I'm using Go-Gurts because I have a ton of them from a sale, and a cup of milk, and I'm going to taste it, and I may add a banana to it when I'm done. So this one's all mixed up, and because everything was frozen, it's a lot thicker, and I might actually need to add a little bit of milk to this to get it thinned down a little bit. But you can see, can you tell? You can't tell that it would have that many greens in it, and it does. I put that whole bag in there, and Zarek just tasted it and he thought it was fine, and so I'm not going to bother putting a banana in it because I think it's sweet enough with the berries and that yogurt. You'll just find that sometimes the yogurt and the berries balancing out doesn't quite always work, and you just want to taste it. So I'm going to add a little bit of milk to this, blend it again, and then put it in my bags. So the last one is bagged up. I even have a little bit left over, so I'm going to make up some for the boys to have for a snack, and then I need to start working on dinner. So now I have 6 smoothies in the freezer ready for them to eat any morning they want. We just have to know the night before to grab them out and put them into the fridge. Very easy, great way to serve them a smoothie without having to make it that morning.